Selena Gomez is an actress, singer, and crime solver? Get your magnifying glass and let's recap. Hey, it's Myah. Get ready for buzzed about news I think you can use. Selena Gomez and her mom snuck away on a weekend getaway to Chicago. Now that isn't big news, but what they did in Chicago was pretty mysterious. They went to a CrimeCon called CrowdSolve. What is that? Well, hundreds of regular people pay to get together and work with experts to try and solve true crimes. Selena's group was looking at a cold case from 1981. That's when 17-year-old Kurt Sova went to a party in the suburbs of Cleveland. 5 days later, he was found dead in a nearby ravine. Police never solved the case. Event organizers posted this pic of Selena, saying her and her mom were perfect detectives and helped bring peace to the Sova family. But no word yet on whether ideas from the event will lead to an actual arrest. I wonder if a CrimeCon can help me find out who ate the last cookie at my house. What's that sound? More money. Maybe. Did you know how much you get paid is different depending on where you live in Canada? Setting the minimum wage is actually up to each province, and some provinces are announcing raises. Right now, Alberta tops at $15 an hour. No word yet on if they'll raise it more this year. Newfoundland and Labrador is at $11.40 an hour, but they just announced small increases to get to $12.65 by October 2021. And Quebec is at $12.50, but plans to bump that up to $13.10 by May 1st. So the only thing consistent about minimum wage in Canada is that it's not consistent. And even more complicated are the headlines about the federal government promising to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Here's the thing though, that only affects federal workers, like people working with banks, airports, and railways. Okay, so we know the minimum. How do I get the maximum wage? Even if you're not a hockey fan, you probably heard about the unbelievable NHL game last weekend. The Carolina Hurricanes were in Toronto playing the Maple Leafs, but the Hurricanes lost both of their goalies to injuries. It's rare, but when this happens, the home team has an emergency backup goalie on hand. In this case, that goalie was 42-year-old David Ayers. He's a former Zamboni driver and a father of 3 who lives just an hour away from Toronto. It was his first time ever being called in. And here's the incredible part. He stopped 10 shots, leading the Hurricanes to a 6-3 victory.
Don't worry about how many goals go in, just enjoy it.
It's a feel-good story for sure, but this guy summed up how some Leafs fans were feeling.
The Toronto Maple Leafs lost an actual National Hockey League game to a 42-year-old Zamboni driver who works for them!
Aside from that, David was thrust into the spotlight and even went on a media tour in New York.
15 years ago, you had a kidney transplant.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is just incredible. Who gave you your kidney, by the way?
My mom. My mom was the donor.
Aww. His stick is now in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he's back to practicing with his Maple Leaf buddies. Go, David, go. Look everyone, Priya's back.
Hi.
Last time we were together, we shared Oscar predictions.
We didn't really do so well.
We did not. So no predictions this week, right?
No, let's stick to a controversial story instead.
Ooh, okay.
So earlier this week, Disney-Pixar revealed they were including their first ever openly LGBTQ character in the new animated film Onward, which hits theaters next week. It's a story of teenage elf brothers who go on this magical journey to spend one last day with their father, who died when they were young.
Oh no.
It's interesting because I haven't noticed much hype for the movie until the LGBTQ news came out.
You see, that's what's bothering me and bothering critics too. Did Disney decide to put this news out here to gain woke points? Is it just a ploy to get free marketing? Because when you look deeper into the character they're talking about, things feel a bit off.
Off how?
Well, her name is Officer Spectre, and she's voiced by Lena Waithe. Loved her in Ready Player One, but apparently she's only in the film for one short scene. She isn't a main character, and she plays a Cyclops cop that looks like this. A lot of people are wondering if she was created so Disney can claim they represent everyone, but easily take out the clip for international audiences.
Yeah, internet reaction was definitely mixed.
On one hand, you have people celebrating because it's 2020, why not? Then you have others who are saying the rule doesn't go far enough and it's long overdue to have an openly gay main character in an animated film.
And now there will be people who boycott the movie.
Right. Disney is still seen as traditional and conservative, and a lot of people don't agree with LGBTQ anything. Stuff like this always brings up the question about whether sexual orientation has any place in kids' movies.
But it does feel like kids are more open to gender and sexuality topics. Or maybe that's just the kids we're hanging around.
Yeah, I feel that too. And let's be honest, there's a lot of heterosexual orientation in kids' movies. But a lot depends on what you're growing up around and who you're growing up with.
So, we already know we aren't great at predictions, but what do you think is gonna happen at the box office?
Well, the two main characters are voiced by Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Could you name a more perfect duo to play brothers? Avengers! I'm pretty sure the movie will do just fine. The animation looks sick. And it's always refreshing to see an original movie instead of a remake or a sequel.
Agreed. Okay, let's see if we're on the same wavelength in a different way. On the count of 3, name your favorite animated kids movie. 1, 2, 3. Ralph Breaks the
Coraline.
Internet.
What?
Wait, no, up.
Coraline.
Wait. Incredibles.
Coraline. Can you just pick one?
Check out a cool story about Billie Eilish on our website. You know what time it is. Put 60 seconds on the clock and let's see if I can do this. The Friends reunion is actually happening. HBO announced that it will gather all 6 friends for an unscripted special and air all episodes on its HBO Max streaming service. Every cast member shared the news on IG, and even A-listers went crazy. No news on when the special will air, but HBO Max is scheduled to launch in May 2020.
How you doing?
Next, Kim Kardashian is again facing blackfishing claims. She shared a full makeup tutorial on her IG story and included this lesson for her hands. She called her natural hands pale and confirmed she uses waterproof makeup to darken them. Blackfishing is when someone who isn't black tries to manipulate their features to appear more black. Next, TikTok is adding a new feature, but you may have mixed feelings about it. They're rolling out family safety mode in the UK. If it works well there, it could be here soon. Basically, parents connect their TikTok account to yours, and they can put limits on how long you use the app. It's all in an effort to keep us safer, so it's good, but my mom isn't touching mine unless she can do Renegade. Yes, again, let's get it. That's it for me. I'll see you back here next week because we will have a lot more recapping to do.